This month, ChatGPT was released and the world went crazy. AI is suddenly here in a very big way. We're going to talk about why it's a big deal and how you can take advantage of it, rather than allowing it to eventually destroy the human race. So what happened this month? Well, AI used to be this thing that you just put in your startup pitch to get funding. But in the last 6 months, a whole bunch of really incredible tools have been released. The biggest of these releases was ChatGPT by OpenAI. It's the first time I've seen AI be genuinely terrifying. ChatGPT is essentially a chatbot, but it's scary now. The best way I can explain it is you ask it a question and it gives you a phenomenally good answer. It's what's called a large language model. Large language models have existed for a while, and Siri is one of them. But what's made ChatGPT so powerful is less the model itself, but what it's been trained on, which was essentially the entire knowledge of the internet. Everything from having it write code for you, to writing an essay, to having it do a poem in the style of a pirate. It's extraordinarily powerful. If you haven't played around with it yet, go and sign up, give it a play, let it blow your mind a bit. And you can do some bonkers things with it. Someone's used it to write a language. Someone used it to write an entire book that they're now selling on Amazon. Now, the other day, I was sad because a competitor of my startup had raised a big round of funding. So I went and asked ChatGPT for some advice about it. And it gave me some amazing advice. I was kind of asking it as a bit of a joke, but I actually felt better afterwards, even though I knew it was just a chatbot. Now, it took the internet 2 years to reach 1 million users. It took ChatGPT 5 days. Now, just as one example of something this will disrupt, most people go to Google search to ask a question. But ChatGPT gives you a better answer to most questions. You can start to see how this could even threaten Google. These past 6 months have been a tipping point for AI. Literally in the last year or so, a whole bunch of really amazing tools have been released. You have GitHub Copilot that can write code for you. And you have image generation tools like DALL-E, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion, where you give it a few words and it will generate an entire image for you. Here's a picture of me and my co-founder, but in the style of Rick and Morty. Here's a picture of my dog, but in the style of Van Gogh. So I can almost hear you asking, what predictions, Chris? What predictions do you have? It's not hard to see these tools changing the world in a really big way. For example, AI assistants will probably no longer be shite. As these large language models have more context about you and the tasks you need them to perform, Jarvis from Iron Man could be yours. So you can imagine Siri or Google Assistant starting to be able to do all of your jobs on your computer for you. So write all of your emails or generate an entire PowerPoint deck. So schools are going to become a bit broken. ChatGPT can write entire essays for you. Not only that, it can do it in your own personal style. And the plagiarism tools can't pick this up. I would think about this in the same way as when calculators became available. The way that we evaluate students is going to have to change. Next to coding and building products. Right now, ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot can write a lot of code for you. But it's not that difficult to imagine a world where they could build entire products for you. As a product manager, in the future, you may just be able to say, build me an app that does this. And ChatGPT could just build it for you. I think loneliness may be impacted as well. Being able to speak to a chatbot, even if you know it's a chatbot, can start to feel like a genuine relationship. You saw this play out in the film Her. And again, when you see what ChatGPT can do, it doesn't feel very far away.
It's a terrible thought. Are these feelings even real? Or are they just programming?
Any image sites start to become redundant too, like Getty Images or Shutterstock, because AI can generate any image that you want. And the same goes for video. Right now, we're in the age of user-generated content. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, they all exist because of millions of people generating content. But I predict that the next shift will be not user-generated content, but AI-generated content. And the same goes for anywhere where you need content. So TV, film, video games, the scripts, the visuals, all of those in the future can be generated by AI. ChatGPT showed us what's possible, so it's no longer a giant stretch of the imagination to see these things on the horizon. The problems that this is going to create could be quite substantial. We've already seen deep fakes make us question what's real, but it won't be long until with just a few seconds of someone's video, you can generate them in real time. Imagine getting a video call from your mum. She's broken down and needs a bit of cash. Except it's not your mum, it's a scammer using AI to generate a live video of your mum, including her voice. This is just one example of the many things we're going to have to contend with in the future. And not even to get into some of the deeper issues, like at what point does AI become conscious? What defines consciousness? If it's conscious, can you ethically turn it off? Deep. And all of these advancements will lead to the singularity. That basically means AI will get so smart, it will start to design itself, and then all bets are off. So how not to get left behind? Well, through watching this video, you're hopefully a bit further along than most people who aren't as terrified by this as I am. If you're an entrepreneur looking to build your next business, one hack I would say is look at where AI is transforming an industry, and then find another industry that hasn't been transformed in the same way yet and apply that same technology there. A less hacky way of finding that next business opportunity is to go full vision mode. Look 5 to 10 years in the future and think, where might AI be? And what things would then become possible? Go and build your business around that. My final tip is to lay down on the floor. Get into a fetal position and start to cry. Because we can't do anything about AI. It's already here and it's accelerating. But anyway, there's no need to worry. We're probably all living in a simulation anyway, generated by some super intelligent future AI. And what we're doing probably doesn't really matter. Here's to 2023. Happy New Year.